What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Untitled Nerd Show, your place for all the nerdiest conversations and all the nerdiest topics. I am AD. I just realized the label still says AD and Tara. Tara is not here, but
Or is she?
Nerdy Farmer is. As
Hey
always.
guys, good morning.
Good morning, America.
Or afternoon for you all watching us from Europe.
Good day, world.
Yeah, somebody needs to say good something about the world today.
What's up, Soul Creek? What's up, Kaz?
Well, why don't we hit that first before we get too deep into all the really amazing gaming news we have out there?
Yeah, let's start with that. You know what? Based off of our conversation on the last show with like the Assassin's Creed and all that shit, I titled the show a very okay show. but this show is actually going to be a very okay show.
You know, if I would stop running into my own microphone, that'd be great. Yeah, it's going to be a very okay show today.
It's going to be the most okay show. So, let's start off with some real world shit so we can get that out of the way.
Yeah, so I guess I'll open up the views on that one. Anybody who has caught me yesterday on stream, you guys heard me say what my viewpoint is on everything that's going on. If you guys have been watching the news, what's going on here in the U.S. here in the last 24 to 48 hours, aggressively mediocre. I like that, Mr. Soldier.
Ferociously mediocre.
Oh, don't use ferocious. She come after you. Anyway, there's more to tell on that story. But anybody who's watching us, if you're U.S. based or even European based, you guys know there's crazy things going on in the world. Corona's still going on. We had the incident, and I'm not saying names intentionally, guys. I know who the names of the people who did the thing and the bad things, the things that sparked off everything. But I'm not saying names because that's not what we're going to focus on at all today. But just be aware that me and AD are fully aware of what's going on in the world. And we're intentionally trying to stay away from those topics. Because there's not a whole lot that him and I have to say that's any different what most of the people out there believe. The thing that happened was bad. The riots that are happening are bad. And bad things are happening in the world today. And we could sit here and we could talk about it, but as it stands right now, the more we talk about it on any platform, it seems the more trolls come in and act like dip-dongs and try to make things more difficult. And, you know, there's already enough people out there who are talking about it and giving some really bad takes. I am a member of the Twitch Safety and Advisory Council.
Who shall remain unnamed.
Yeah. But
obvious.
It is very obvious. AD and I kind of talked about it before we got on the stream about that individual. And I'm going to tell you right now, our views are exactly the same. She should never have been put on the council. And all she is doing is bringing any trust that can be built up for that council or for Twitch in general, just running it through the mud. So if Twitch had good intentions at the council, it's gone. It's like that scene from South Park, and it's gone.
And it's gone.
So
pretty much the only thing close to politics I will ever say on this stream is America sucks, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, right now, I even being as much of a staunch supporter, super patriotic guy. Yeah, we're fucking shit up over here, guys.
We suck.
We are fucking shit up over here, hardcore.
The end of the world begins in America.
Yeah. So I don't know how else to put it. Things are a mess.
Making baked potatoes? Sounds awesome.
Baked taters. But all right, so that's our opening segment. Bad things happening in the world. Me and AD think they're bad, and that's really all we need to be said about it because there's not a whole lot more that could be said without inviting trolls or Twitch to come in and say you can't talk about that stuff. So that's how I see it. If you guys want to know more about what's going on in the world, go choose a news station because that's all they're talking about right now. It was up to midnight last night watching some of the crazy stuff going on. But anyway, so today's show, AD and I, because the U.S. news casters have been, like on all channels, even on the internet, have been completely overwhelmingly talking about current events. Today's going to be about a lot of small stories because there's not a whole lot of big stories going on in the nerd world. We're kind of looking at stuff, so we're just going to talk about the smaller stories and talk about how they could be something interesting. Mainly, go ahead, Eddie.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, like, one thing I did see while we were talking that I haven't mentioned yet was Ghost of Tsushima.
Mm-hmm.
The developers have answered some questions regarding the game, so we can have a little more insight on what we were expecting. Pretty much, it's pretty much as disappointing as it looked. So,
see, that's so sad because I mean, they touted it as this big open world, crazy good, game. And when they originally brought it out, I had misgivings about what it was going to be.
Yeah, so actually the first question on this article is, are there different types of weapons apart from a sword, like axes and spears?
Yeah.
Answer. Jin's katana is a family heirloom and will be with him from the beginning to the end. As a lethal samurai, this is his main weapon in fighting against the invaders. The Sakai blade is something that will grow with Jin throughout his journey. As Jin grows into becoming this feared samurai warrior known as the Ghost, so too will some of his abilities and tactics. Learn to use the bow for picking off enemies at a distance, or use Torobo, Kunai, and smoke bombs at close proximity. So basically you have a sword and then just a bunch of consumable weapons.
Why? This is something that irritates me. You guys have heard me talk about this before. There are so many interesting weapons and armor and tools that Japanese or Chinese or Indian those cultures had. It wasn't just the fucking samurai blade. It wasn't just kung fu for China or whatever. There are so many fucking interesting things. And you go to European side of stuff and they're using morning stars and flails and maces and short swords, long swords, bastard swords, claymores. I mean, the battle axes, halberds. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. But anytime they do anything with Asian culture, katana.
Yeah. So when we mention family heirloom, like Leroy pointed out, I thought of a game which is nothing like this game, but Ninja Gaiden. I don't if you're familiar with that game at all.
I remember playing.
You start off with the Dragon Sword, which is like, a family heirloom. But throughout the game, you get all these different types of weapons and all this variety. But then at the end of the game, or in the end game, the Dragon Sword ends up being able to be upgraded into your strongest weapon. Like, that would have been a great way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I do not understand why they're so willing to explore so many different types of variety and weapon choice. in other cultures, it's almost in many ways. I would think, and I know you're not AD, but I mean, as an Asian person, I would almost be insulted because it's like, Asian people, we only ever used katanas. You know what I mean? Like, I know you're not, but at some point, I would think that it can be. It's kind of insulting.
Yeah, so Cause, to your question, it's kind of a ambiguous answer, but it sounds like it's just katana because the question specifically is, are there different weapons apart from a sword like axes and spears? And the answer is Jin's katana is a family heirloom that will be with him from the beginning to the end. The Sakai blade is something that will grow with him throughout his journey. So it's not a no, but it sounds like a no.
Leroy, in reference to your question, um, because you're asking if that weapon would be the strongest weapon in the end game, why even bother having other weapons around?
Because you couldn't upgrade it until the end game.
Well, it's not just that. I mean, it's a matter of a journey, and it's a matter of exploring and having fun with other weapons and play styles. Like, I mean, with that premise, well, then you know what? Why have Link not have the Master Sword until the very? You just give it to him in the beginning. Why not have the? Why not just give the BFH or sorry, the BFG to the Doom guy right from the beginning? Like, just give everybody, screw this upgrading crap. You know what? Let's do this. Let's not even have you level up. Let's everybody start at max level. And I know that's kind of hyperbolic, but at the same time, it's look. Some people like to explore other paths and see different play styles and challenge themselves. That's why. I get what you're saying. You're very much against the idea of useless loot. I know you hate looter shooter type stuff where, like, in Borderlands, you get a bunch of crap guns that you're just going to sell anyway. I get it. And I can understand that viewpoint, but at the same time, it's different playstyles. You could get, and that's another thing. A lot of people will get the strongest weapon, but will choose to use a weaker weapon because they enjoy that playstyle more. That's another reality in gaming a lot.
If you don't like, if you want games to be linear, if the game wants to be linear, then that's the problem with Ghost of Tsushima. It's not linear. They said it's an open world game. It's an open world game with lack of variety, is what it seems. Because yes, you can use your bow, use throwables and shit, but really, like, how legitimate are you is that gonna be? It's pretty likely you're gonna default to your sword. The bow and the kunais and smoke bombs, those are just supplements to the combat.
Let's see, nerd, if you want the game you want, play Assassin's Creed. Well, no, and I will. I will play Assassin's Creed probably over Ghost of Tsushima. I'll probably want to check it out. I mean, if I really want weapon variety, I'll go play Neo. I mean, that's a real weapon variety right there. But the thing is that I was excited for Ghost of Tsushima because the way they have toted it up until this point now was that we were basically getting a Japanese quote unquote Assassin's Creed-esque story. Not Assassin's Creed, but the same building blocks of open world and exploration and missions and all this fun stuff.
Yeah, because you're basically playing an assassin in Japan.
Yeah, and that's something as a person who's played every Assassin's Creed, I think, since the very first one. That's kind of the what's the word I'm looking for? That's the area of the world that Assassin's Creed fans have wanted for a really long time. And then we all know it's cliche, ninjas and assassins. It's cliche, but there's a reason why that trope has kind of survived over the years because it's fucking cool. Okay, so I was hoping I would get that. He's a shinobi equal or does not equal ninja. Is that what you're trying to say?
He's a shinobi / ninja, basically, is what he's saying.
But why would I want another Assassin's Creed when I have Assassin's Creed already? Well, you do. You have a lot of Assassin's Creeds, but none of them are in Japan. You would think that'd be the one area. They've explored every other culture, it seems like, from American, Native American. They're doing Vikings now. We've done ancient Greece. We've done ancient Egypt. We've done just about every aspect of European culture that I could think of. Middle Eastern. I mean, we even did China at one point on one of their spin-offs, but nothing in Japan.
I don't think we're necessarily asking for this game to be like Assassin's Creed. We're just saying it could have had more variety like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
I'm not asking to go around as Jin and assassinate people from
neither was I, but I wanted to. How do I put this? I guess compared to Assassin's Creed is the wrong way of doing it. They toted when they revealed it in all the stuff, like last year's E3 and the year before that. They toted it as this super historical, crazy, good, and not really historical, but like accurate game, to the point where they had that guy come out there, like one of the world's most renowned Asian flute player dudes, and got all this great music, and he got you hyped for it, and then told you, oh, you're only using katana. Like, I want a gritty, semi-realistic / fantastical a little bit story in the Japanese setting that's open world, where I'm not pigeonholed into thinking that the only weapon they used back then was the katana. Well, the enemies are using these other weapons, but I want to use these other weapons. I want to be able to explore other aspects of, ancient Japanese culture. And I want to explore all the aspects of ancient Japanese culture. I want to be able to explore their religious aspects, and I mean, I'm not a weeb. You guys know that. I'm as far from weeb as you can possibly get. I don't understand most anime subculture type stuff. We've had that conversation on this channel, but I do think it's really cool. I do think that ninja and samurai. I mean, samurai are basically the equivalent to European knights or European lords, and they're super cool. But we don't see anything other than just using katana, which isn't, from what I understand, historically accurate. Am I correct on that? It's not historically accurate. They were warriors trained in many different weapons.
Yeah.
And it just seems like it was.
I mean, I can see Kaz's point is, maybe he just happened to master the katana. That's his thing. So
well, and
maybe
that's
he doesn't
fine,
want to use other shit. But
and that's fine. That's fine. Like I guess I'm not so much just. I don't want this game to be everything, if that's what you guys think I'm trying to say. But I'm tired of the trope. I'm tired of the. We're just using katanas again, over and over and over again. I want them. Like, what was the last time you played a Western-based medieval fantasy type game where they only let you use a sword or sword and shield? I can't remember. I honestly can't. You always had battle axes and maces and everything like that in there, and it's almost as if they don't want to explore that aspect in Japanese culture. I don't get it. They had a chance to trade that game and wasted it on the potential. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but see, Kaz, you said that before. For Honor's a different game. I don't want to fight. I want an open. You know what? You're right. We're gonna talk around circles. Next. Like I.
Yeah, what do you got?
All right, next one that I have on my list of things to talk about. We already did ferociously Steph stuff. How
Hey, here's
she's just
a real quick though. Here's a question. Another
okay.
question. You will get to change your horse throughout the game.
So different color
So there's
horses.
something.
Different color horses.
Yep. Early in the game, there's an opportunity to choose the horse you want to go. Oh, never mind. Never mind. It's a one-time choice.
It's a one-time choice.
One-time choice. You get to choose which horse and I guess it sticks with you the whole way. Never mind.
So I cannot name an open world Japanese game besides Dark Souls. I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2. I'd consider those open world.
Yeah.
Nino Kuni. I mean, there's quite a few of them out there. Anyway, all right. So news. Let's see. Let's talk about Epic Games for a second. Let's talk about Epic Games. If you guys are unaware, Epic Games has been building some pretty good vibes with the community. In the last couple weeks, Epic Games has released some pretty damn nice free games to include GTA, to include Civilizations, to include and to include their most recent one, you get the Borderlands 2 and all of their DLC. They had some collection. So, and they've got another one coming. I don't know what the next game's going to be. I have no idea. How do we feel about that? AD, I mean, you really haven't said much on the Epic Games Store debate stuff. How do you feel about Epic Games in general?
I don't really mess with them too much. I just I've heard stuff and I've heard a lot of complaints about them, but I might have bought maybe one game off of Epic ever. So
I mean, I've bought a few. What do I have off of Epic? I mean, I have Mech Warrior. I've got Mech Warrior. That's the only one I've paid for. That's the only one I've paid for is Mech Warrior. Let's see. The Joker said they're just throwing money at the problem again. Community still hates them, but free stuff is free stuff. Well, I don't know if the community still hates them as much as they did anymore. Like even staunch opposers to Epic Games Store, like Angry Joe, have been kind of like, hey, this is good stuff. They need to continue doing stuff like this and to get that goodwill from the community. But I think they need to. While I agree with Mr. Soul Creek to an extent that they are just throwing money at it, maybe they could take some of that money and not give us such big game titles. Like, don't get me wrong, I didn't own GTA, and now I do, and I kind of really want to play it. I didn't own it, so I'm happy I got it. Nor did I own Civilizations, and I'm happy I got that too. But I think they should give us some smaller titled games, and maybe not give it every week, give once a month, and take some of that money and throw it at some web designers or whatever they need to actually incorporate some of the stuff that they are lacking on their platform. I think that would be a better choice, but it also wouldn't be as flashy a choice. Maybe they're trying to do this to get that goodwill before they start doing it. I don't know. But either way, as a consumer, however you feel about Epic Games Store, free stuff is like Mr. Soul Creek said, free stuff.
yeah.
So if you haven't hopped on there, if you don't own Borderlands on PC, now'd be a time to grab it. You missed out on some really other cool ones if you didn't see them before. They got another game releasing free in about 5 days. I think it's on Thursdays when they release them. So check it out, guys. Free stuff's free stuff. If anything, they also have a really big sale going on too right now. Like a really big sale. Like some of these deals, I'm actually kind of pissed off about. Like the Mech Warrior one, I paid full price for it, and it's like $35 now, and I'm like, son of a fucking bitch. um. So, but you know that's something about Epic Stores, the Epic Game Store, that's kind of rubbed the community the wrong way, and I don't understand why it's rubbed the community the wrong way because it happens on Steam too. So Epic Game Store will release these titles and then put them on these super crazy good sales later. And people get pissed off. Well, I put full price in this game, and yet Steam does it too. Why does Steam not get shit for that? I don't understand that. You ever thought on that AD? I just don't get it.
Wait, what was that? Sorry, I was reading Leroy's.
Well, people get pissed off that Epic will release a game on their platform and then put it on a huge, like super crazy good sale later, and give Epic crap for it. But at the same time, Steam does that. Why do they not give Steam crap for that? Or any other
because
platform?
Epic's already the bad guys, so they're just finding more reasons to hate them.
Okay, gotcha. Steam gets shit for it nonstop. I never hear people bitch about it from Steam, ever. Let's see. About this game has too much content. What am I talking about? God damn it, nerdy! You're being like Leroy. What? Huh?
Hmm?
I don't know.
You're being like Leroy because you're saying there's too much content as far as like the free games and shit.
Well, no, I'm just saying that I want them, but I'd rather have them invest in the platform. I want, and this is me, I want Epic Game Store to be equivalent to Steam. Because when it gets right down to it, regardless of how you feel about Epic Game Store, if they were equivalent to Steam on, you know, the features it had, it's a better platform.
Well, just wait till Disney takes over.
Well, that's true. Because though, they offer the developers a much more reasonable split on how much money they take for having their games on their platform. Like Steam still takes a huge percentage, and it's not okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just let's see. So the game has a lot of.
Oh, here you go. This is for everyone.
What's up?
This is for everyone. Heavy Rain, Detroit, and Beyond Two Souls is coming to Steam. So,
what are those?
David Cage games.
Oh, those are your favorite types of games.
Oh, finally, man. Yes. Now everyone has a chance to experience the epicness.
Man, oh man. I wonder if they're gonna let David Cage touch like a big franchise.
God.
Like I wonder if say Gearbox would be dumb enough. Borderlands 4, directed by David Cage.
Well, I wouldn't mind seeing some Borderlands characters with the shower scene and awkward.
Yeah, but then you have Claptrap, who's the one who comes in there and does stuff to him.
Yeah.
My goodness, I don't know. You know what? I don't think I've ever played a David Cage game, and having heard everything you say about it, I probably never will.
No, because if anything, for Mystery Science, you need to play through.
Oh, you're gonna make me do it?
You have to do it because I've played it. I played them plenty of times. I can just sit there and talk shit the whole time while you experience the shittiness of everything.
Mm-hmm. Once we get
The
Mystery Science
SFM
Gaming
porn
up,
community. Oh yes, I do. Yes, I know about that. So never mind.
that's probably a thing too. Yep. All right, let's see.
Going up Tina.
Oh,
I don't even know who Tina is.
here we go. Just for fun. So hey, have you not spent enough money on Fallout 76? Have you not had Bethesda take enough of your money?
Shut up.
Have you not bought your battle pass?
No, shut up. No,
You can
stop.
now buy a Fallout gaming chair.
What? Why? To to like remember your time that you spent on this shitty game, so it is forever, forever in your memories, and it will always be a part of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or you could just buy it so you forever putting your ass on what they've done to what used to be a really good franchise. Here we go. Here you go. Here's more good news for you, AD. Fast and the Furious Crossroads has been delayed until August.
Okay, that's actually. I'm just happy that I finally have a release date.
Oh my goodness.
I'm actually. So we've joked about this so much recently. I am actually excited about the game just because I know it's going to be entertaining as hell.
What does that say about the type of games that have been coming out this year? Then,
I don't know.
think about that for a second.
Yeah.
This year has not been it's crazy. It really is crazy. 2020 was supposed to be an amazing year for games, and so far it has barely been an okay year. It's just been one big mess after another.
Yeah. That's true, man. Because Final Fantasy was a huge disappointment. The Last of Us is probably going to be a huge disappointment. I mean,
Well, yes,
we still have Cyberpunk to look forward to, you know.
that's if it doesn't get delayed. If there's another pandemic,
And
I mean, every month this year we've gotten a new fucking disaster. So God knows if we even make it to fucking September.
and I'm not expecting this to be like a super great game, but as a Marvel fan, I was looking forward to the Marvel game. I mean, it's still coming out, but it's
I don't know. Like there's that and any game that I personally was looking forward to has been gotten delayed left and right. To the point where I was planning playthroughs of certain games to coincide with those games that were coming out. I think I'm just going to play them. I decided that last night. I was talking to Nerdy Wife, and I have games on my backlog that I was intentionally avoiding from playing because I wanted to play them and then play the sequel that was coming out. I think Monday, I'm just going to start. I'm going to continue playing Gothic because I do enjoy it, but that's the type of game that you got to get in bursts, especially when you have an asshole like Mud following you around. Did you see me play any Gothic?
I caught the stream for a little bit, but you were just doing like some inventory management or something.
Let me give you my input on Gothic. It's a really good game that's old and shows its age. The more I have thought about it after playing it, the more I'm thinking to myself, I really enjoy it. But it doesn't age well. It's clunky. It's very clunky. The control scheme is just okay. But once you get past that, and Mr. Soul Creek told me this, once you get past it and you get used to it, it's a good game. Now I don't know if this it's crazy, but there's a character in Gothic that is by far the most annoying character in NPC history. I have never you need to go back and watch my stream. The guy's name is Mud. Okay? Nobody in the game likes him because he has sex with goats. And he...
Good on him.
Yeah, but he's annoying. He doesn't shut up. At all. Like, at all. It's awful. I've never wanted to kill an NPC, and he's a companion. You know, I never wanted to kill a companion more in my life. Actually, I have people in chat saying, "No, you need to kill him. Like, nobody likes him. Kill him now." And so, and they apparently they did that on purpose. But it's Gothic is definitely something else. But it's still one of those games that you got to do in small portions because it is an older game. It is clunky. It has issues. In order to even run it, you have to have a mod. But that's something that I'm enjoying, the fact that the community has had me check out older titles. Yesterday, I checked out RuneScape with Leroy and Pavin. Fun game. Really probably not for me, though. I might hop on every so often just to kill time and have fun and chat with friends, but that's probably all I'm going to get out of that game. But anyway, so like I'm going to start playing games that are on my backlog that I've been saving. I'm going to start next week. I'm going to start my playthrough of Wasteland 2. I was super excited for Wasteland 3. Got delayed. Now it's not coming out to September. But here's the problem that I am foreseeing now. September, August, October, or August, September, October. Let's put it in order. We're running into the same damn problem we come into every year. 2019 was a little bit better. 2020 was supposed to be the year where they finally spread out all the release schedule for the games, and look what fucking happened.
Yeah.
So now, as content creators and as consumers in general, it'll be Broketober for 3 months now because they took every single damn game and shoved it in that release window.
Oh my god, is that why Corona happened?
Oh, because we tried to spread out our release windows?
Corona's like, no. Games come out in fall. That's how it works.
Yeah, no. You can't have games. Like, I'm actually really glad, even though they're two games that I'm not particularly super excited about. But I'm glad that Sony decided to release The Last of Us 2 and Ghost of Tsushima in the fall. Or not in the fall, in the summer.
Yeah.
I'm very glad they did that. I think that was a good choice. Speaking of The Last of Us, I have
Of course, we know why they decided to release Last of Us sooner.
Well, it's because the leaks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But speaking of which, I have been watching a Last of Us playthrough by one of my favorite streamers. He went back and did it, Co-Carnage. And I've finally seen the whole story. I've never seen the whole story of Last of Us. Finally saw the whole story. God damn, that game is heavy.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap. I never knew it was that heavy. And Joel is fucking savage in the end.
Yeah.
Like, straight up savage. The only thing I haven't seen so far is the DLC. I don't know if there's actual story in the DLC that you're going to be playing the DLC.
It's backstory. It's just kind of a prequel of what happened to Ellie and her friend.
But I am...
But yeah. So, Tara and I should be starting our playthrough on Tuesday.
I'm actually proud to watch y'all play it too, because that story, and I've missed bits and pieces in the middle, but I saw all the beginning and like all the end, and
it's worth watching or playing through multiple times, because like I said, this will probably be at least my 10th playthrough, and I never skip cutscenes.
Well, and that's something that is unique to The Last of Us. Well, I guess not unique to The Last of Us, but unique to iconic games in general.
Yeah.
And that's why I've heard a lot of people say, I don't care if I've been spoiled. I don't care if I know where the ending is going, because I've played The Last of Us multiple times, and it's still an amazing journey every single time I play it, even if I know what's going to happen. So, I hope The Last of Us 2 is like that. Because that way,
I'm just because as much as, like you said, like whatever Last of Us 2 ends up being, at least Last of Us is still so good and enjoyable. And I'm just so afraid that Last of Us 2 will just make my experience of the first one kind of bitter. Just because you know where it ends up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I have been fully spoiled on the supposed plot of the game. However, I will say this: there are reviewers out there who have been doing review copies who have said that the spoilers that have been put out aren't entirely accurate.
That's
So,
kind of the hope that I'm hanging on to loosely. So, I don't know.
sorry. So let's see. What else do we have gaming wise?
Hey, Henry Cavill is a character in the latest Warhammer DLC.
What? Warhammer what DLC?
Total War Warhammer 2 DLC. He plays a high elf lore master simply called Cavill.
Really? Are you fucking with me, right?
No, it's on here. It's on Game Informer.
Really? That's kind of neat. Speaking of Warhammer in general, Warhammer Total War 2. I actually played that game in any like free time I have because I enjoy Warhammer and I don't get to play tabletop with people, especially now with the pandemic. I'm surprised that game is still going with basically the shitty monetizations stuff it has. Have you actually looked at that?
No.
Like I own Warhammer or Total War Warhammer 1 and 2. And I also own some of the DLC. Now the DLC is and the DLC is being generous. Um, um, because a lot of times it doesn't even add new factions, it adds a general. The monetization is right. It is. And I guess I get why, because it's Total War and it's been a long running franchise that's been part of, Total War's been around for God knows what, 20 years? It's been a long time around. But if you look at let me go to their stuff. There's Total War Warhammer. I have some of their stuff on my wish list because I refuse to spend as much money they want for it right off the bat. So, for example, one of their newer DLCs is called the Warden and the Pouch. You basically just get 2 characters. Really doesn't change a whole lot. $10. Okay, and you'd be like, "Oh, that's not so bad." I mean, there can't be that many, DLCs, right? There are 17 of these things.
Holy fuck.
Actually, it's a super sale right now. Everything's 50% off. It might be time for me to grab these.
Buy it all.
Yeah, I actually might. But I don't understand how this game is avoiding all the backlash. How much available on what? Oh, give me a second. Hold on, Nerdy White's asking me a question. Give me just a minute. You introduce the next topic, AD. That way I can get this info.
Okay. Anyone ever played System Shock?
What the hell is System Shock?
It's an old sci-fi horror game.
Okay.
Apparently Tencent is bringing it back.
10 cents? You mean the
Tencent.
The Chinese company?
Yeah. That'll be interesting. I've never played System Shock, but I have been wanting to.
Guard activated in Kentucky.
Oh, wonderful. Well, we're avoiding that topic on anyway,
Tencent brings nothing; they force others to as well. The thing, the article says that the System Shock the studio or whatever is they're so small that they just needed Tencent to help them. So I don't know. It was just a tweet.
you know
There's
what?
really no word on it.
Tencent's a company that I fear in gaming.
Yeah.
And I say this because they are just this company that has their grubby hands in everything, and it would just take them about that much just to buy up 40% of the gaming industry.
Yeah, because we mentioned they were the sleeper in the race for the world.
Mm-hmm. Like they have the potential to be bigger and worse than EA, in my opinion. And that's the thing. Like that's what scares me about them, because a lot of people are worried about how the gaming industry or the movie industry or nerd culture in general is being changed to meet the standards set by the Chinese market and the Chinese government. And this is something that I think we can kind of talk a little bit more in depth in, because it's something that's been floating around for a while.
Tencent is the biggest gaming company.
I think they might be. I honestly don't know. I just know they scare me.
Yeah, we've been sleeping on Tencent.
I know they're huge in the mobile world. They own basically all the mobile games. But that's my thing. Like they have this potential, and the thing is that as Tencent, the reason why they have their hands in everything is, do you understand how being able to sell video games works in China, right? Or how to sell products in China in general works, right?
No.
Okay, so you either have to pay a huge penalty, basically, or tax, unless you have owners in your company that are Chinese based. So that's how China is able to control that, because then if it's a Chinese based company, they own part of the company, then they're going to enforce their standards onto the company that China enforces onto them, the governmental standards and everything, like regulation and stuff like that. I mean, because China's regulations for video games is kind of crazy. There's not a lot. You're not allowed to show skeletons. You're not allowed to show. It used to be not just allowed to show blood. Now you're not even allowed to show any bodily fluids or anything like that coming off stuff. So games like Mortal Kombat, yeah, that's right out. Yeah. but I mean, they have some seriously crazy moderation stuff, and to go even further is there are now companies like Steam, who I think is partially owned by Tencent now also, who are making their platform the Chinese platform. There's going to be a Chinese edition of Steam where the government will, or they don't monitor, but they monitor because the government says they have to monitor how much you could game, when you're allowed to game, from like what time to what time, and monitor what you do on the game. If you game too much, they're going to cut you off. I mean, like, you look into this stuff and what they're doing with it, it's kind of creepy. And what's to stop them from saying, oh, we're Tencent, we want that applied to the entire platform. We're seeing changes made to a lot of gaming companies in general because the Chinese standards are being enforced. I mean, how would you feel if you were playing a game? We were playing Terraria together or something, and it just cut you off.
No.
You can't. You just can't play anymore.
No. Fuck you. No. Fuck
you. Or say you got a job and you're working third shift, but you're only allowed to play your games from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
No, fuck you.
That's what they're doing
I quit.
over there.
I quit China.
With China. But yeah, I mean that's how things are going on with that stuff. And this is a company, Tencent, who is enforcing those standards into video games um fairly silently. You know, like we said, they're very much a sleeper cell that are buying or are buying into these companies so they can sell stuff in China. And at what point, and I ask you this as, you know, as an American, but a general, as a gamer who believes that there should be the right to game when you want and game what you want. At what point do you think they should just say no? You know, the Chinese market isn't worth that.
Yeah.
You know, in China, when you play too much video games, you aren't allowed to use public transportation and stuff. Is that a real thing? I really don't know exactly
That's
how much that is a thing or
holy
not.
shit.
Can we all just agree to
Cancel
cancel
China.
China?
Yep.
I mean, Donald Trump is trying to cancel China. He's trying. Regardless of how you feel about Donald Trump, he's trying to cancel China. And China's trying to cancel the U.S. Oh no, I got a bra for Leroy. Have you heard of Sesame Credits? No, what's that? Playing too much video games lowers your social score. If you go too low, you aren't allowed to travel. Really?
Wow.
You fucking jaywalk once.
Your social
Bam,
score. Wait, so China is just a video game?
I was gonna say, or it's like Facebook. I gotta get my likes, man. I need my likes. It's like playing South Park,
So,
which is really funny because South Park's banned in China.
so China is a video game that controls how much you play video games.
Oh.
That's a shitty game.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of South Park, I can't wait till the South Park season for 2020 comes out. With the amount of material that they have available to them this year, this season's going to be lit.
Mm.
It's going to be just about, and I don't use the phrase lit, but that's the only way I can think of using, or explaining how it. This year's season of South Park is going to be so goddamn hilarious. I may die from laughing. They have so much material for this year. Do you guys remember when I told you that China was about to become the world's biggest video game like a year ago? Maybe.
I wasn't here a year ago.
I was just like a year ago. We've only been doing the Untitled Nerd Show for what, 6 months? Has it been 6
Since
months?
January?
6 months. Yeah. January, February, March, April, May. It's just about June. Yes, 6 months. We've been doing this for 6 months, man.
Damn.
It's pretty cool. But so yeah, Tencent is a scary company. I think Tencent has the ability to do more damage to gaming in general than EA or even Activision or any of those big ones that we know about. Because we're constantly watching EA and Activision. Like they're on the forefront, or like people are always looking at their shit with a microscope. Not a whole lot of Tencent news is found in the mainstream gaming media. You know what I mean? It's just not there. It's that sleeper cell.
Oh my god, here's a hot topic.
Uh-oh.
Google Stadia overpromised on its tech, says CEO.
What?
That I did not know that.
Let me try to go weep. Nani? Did I get that right? Right?
Yeah.
I okay. Like I don't know how else to react to that. Like
Streaming technology is upon us. The launch of Stadia has been slow. I think there was some overpromising on what the technology could deliver, and some consumer disappointment as a result. That's yeah.
Here's the crazy thing though, is they're still buying up exclusives.
That's about as obvious as fucking Assassin's Creed running at 30 frames per second.
Yeah. You excited about those 30 frames per second?
I want all of the frames.
All the frames. All the
Give me all
frames.
the frames.
Yeah. I don't know. Since it is like the Dark Brotherhood, you ignore them the entire time, and suddenly the Emperor is dead. Yeah. 30 frames of pure. Yep.
Yep.
Mediocreness. It just plays right into this year's theme of this is the best okay year we've ever had.
Yep.
Let's see. What else do we
So
got here?
2020 is going to see games coming out with okay Game of the Year editions.
Are they really? Is that a thing?
No.
Oh, they should.
I'm just saying.
They should.
Most okay
They
Game
should.
of the Year edition.
I hope what's his face? Jeff Keighley actually adds that to the Game Awards. 2020's most okay game was. That'd be like that would be really, really competitive category, I think.
The Just Above Water game.
Yeah, BlizzCon 2020 is canceled. Surprise, surprise. Oh, that's kind of cool. Silent Hill's Pyramid Head is coming to Dead by Daylight.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Minecraft Dungeons.
Yeah, we mentioned that last time. I don't know anything about it.
Oh, I got some people saying it's interesting and fun. It's basically Diablo, but it's Minecraft. I'm not a big fan of Minecraft's style. So,
Most okay game of the year was Outer Worlds.
Well, the Outer Worlds didn't come out in 2020.
Didn't it? No, he said last year. He said most.
The Outer Worlds was not an okay game. It was a great game. Thank you very much.
You know what I would say is the most okay game of last year? I didn't actually play it, but I've seen it. Is
what?
What's that fucking Last of Us ripoff? Days Gone.
I wouldn't call it a ripoff because I did 100% playthrough of Days Gone.
It's very similar gameplay from everything I've seen. And
no, the gameplay is very different. The story. Now, even the story's a bit. I would say, if anything, the Days Gone was more of a ripoff of the first season of The Walking Dead. I would say that's more of what it rips off.
Well, yeah, but it's still kind of the same theme, I guess. But
what the hell is this?
Something trolly.
Yeah. Damn, it wasn't in mod mode. Can't delete it. Same.
You guys can't delete it unless you're in mod view? That's
really?
fucking retarded.
Oh yeah, I can't do it either. I have to be in mod view to do it. Get rid of that shit.
That's stupid.
Thank you. I don't know what the fuck that was thinking. Controls. He was just pouring his heart out?
Really?
I don't think so. Yeah, that was just straight up fucking inappropriate.
I skimmed it, but it didn't sound.
He's talking about jerking off and how you're just doing it a second ago. No. Let's see.
And what's up, Stampede?
Stampede,
do you know
one
him?
of your normal guys?
No.
Well, welcome to the stream then.
Did you know the guy, Stampede? Or are you guys together? Are you guys? I don't mean together in that way. I just mean.
Or did you?
Sorry.
All right, let's see. Oh, look, the Division 2 data miner digs up upcoming story details. Yeah, Division 2 is kind of dead, unfortunately.
I didn't know it was still alive.
Yeah. Speaking of dead games that they're trying to bring back, Anthem, they're trying to revamp that. I mean, how do you feel about that?
I just thought it was dead and forgotten, like within the first month that it came out. I haven't heard shit about it. What are they trying to do?
Well, they're trying to bring it back.
People still play it?
Well, I don't think very many people play. I think the thing is that they're trying to, they promised to go back and fix it. They're going to do a re-releasing of it basically and fixing all the issues that it had with it.
Mm.
So I'm not very optimistic on it.
Yeah, that was one game that I was actually interested in before its release, but then once it released, it was like there was so much like it's like we've been saying, it just seemed very okay.
I think Leroy hit the nail on the head. Anthem looks cool.
Yeah, it looked cool.
I mean,
and then it came out and like everyone.
It still looks cool.
Yeah,
but it's kind of meh as a game and in general.
Yeah, I was never like excited enough about it to like pre-order it and plan on buying it on release day or anything. But I was kind of just sitting there and waiting what others said about it, and I never really heard anything that made me want to get it. So
Leroy says he never pre-orders. I very rarely pre-order, but not often.
Yeah, I do for the stuff that I'm really excited about.
Yeah, that's
like Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you pre-order The Last of Us 2?
I did, and then I canceled.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, is that a thing? That's funny. I would watch this. John Wick writer wants to make a TV show based on My Friend Pedro and Bendy and the Ink Machine.
What's My Friend Pedro?
My Friend Pedro is a side-scrolling, just absolutely crazy bullet hell-esque game that's just really, really fun. But the entire time is you're being talked to by a banana. Like the banana is like a representation of your conscience or of your psyche. So it's kind of odd, to say the least. So it's different, but it is a fun game. Like the gameplay is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I would say that could be a cool show to watch. Sega prepares console comeback.
What?
Yeah, Sega wants to make their own console again.
Okay.
I mean, I miss the whole Sega.
Yeah. I mean, the Genesis was fun. The Dreamcast was pretty okay. The Dreamcast kind of died. Dreamcast was, I don't know. I wouldn't say it was really a success.
It wasn't a success, but it had some really cool concepts.
Yeah.
That were adapted for like PlayStation and stuff.
You know what game I do remember on the Dreamcast that I really liked was Gauntlet. Dark Legacy. Or Gauntlet Legends, one of those.
On what? On Dreamcast?
On Dreamcast. I know it was on other platforms, but like the Dreamcast edition had like more characters or something.
Okay. Let's see.
Speaking of Gauntlet,
I was just say real quick, and I know, guys, this is a very chill, laid-back stream. This is like the most okayest of okay shows we're doing because there's really not a whole lot of big gaming news.
Ain't shit going on.
Next week, there's a lot of stuff.
Next week, we got the PlayStation show thing, kind of like Xbox did.
Torchlight 3's got some release information. PlayStation's also supposedly going to release what their console's going to look like. There's the PC gaming show, I think, that's going to be happening next week. There's a lot more next week than this week. This is like the calm before the storm, I think.
I bet PlayStation's console is probably going to be a square.
No, have you not seen what what people are saying it's going to look like?
What?
It's going to look like a neck rest thing.
Really?
Yeah, look it up. Look up the PS4 how it looks, real quick. It's pretty or not PS4, PS5. I mean, you look at that shit and you're just like, what the fuck is that? I think it's so you can put your coffee inside of it and keep it warm.
Why?
Did you find it?
Not seeing images or anything.
I may have purged him. No, there it is. Let's see. How do I share screen?
It's kind of just a weird.
It's got like this U-shaped thing where you can put your neck on there and use it as a neck pillow or something. I don't know if that.
The original Xbox had a cup holder.
The original Xbox had a cup holder.
Just remove the logo in the middle. And there's a little hole you could put your cup in. That's not really what it was for, but some people discovered it.
I don't know. The PlayStation thing looks weird, but from a design standpoint, if you look at it though, it kind of might make sense. Maybe that's the intake, and then it's going to shoot out the outtake. It might be a good way for them to keep it cool.
One concept has that U-shaped thing you're talking about, but then another one just looks kind of
square,
kind of similar to the Slim.
Yeah, we'll see what it looks like. It's supposed to reveal it next week, so we'll see. We shall see
it. I don't see that U-shaped one. That one looks too weird. It doesn't even look like a. There's not even a disc drive from what I've seen.
Yeah, Amazon's big budget video game Crucible is a giant stinking flop. What the fuck is Crucible? I didn't think they released their game yet.
Potatoes are good? That's good.
Split watching.
At least they're not okay.
We can go. Amazon big budget. Oh, it's a hero shooter. There's all hundreds of dangerous flop. Amazon released a game called Crucible?
What is that?
It's some hero shooter. Is it like free-to-play hero shooter benefits from Amazon's deep pockets? A crack team of veteran developers received. Necessary for release, the player count on Twitch and Twitch viewership figures have plummeted precipitously. Is it like a battle royale? Is it what is it?
Because we need more of those.
What is it though? I don't even know. The only game that I was looking forward to that Amazon was developing was their New World one, which looks relatively interesting as an MMO. I don't know what this is. This is a single player. What is Crucible? The game launches and headfirst in a hostile mode where you have to fight creatures, plants, and players before the match starts. You'll select your hunter, one of 10 playable characters. During every battle, you'll... okay, so it's like... what is that one that people play now? Well, son of a bitch. It's... I can't think of it. But I know it's like that other game, the one with heroes that you play. Okay, I know exactly what this is.
The Hunt?
No, it's... Fuck, what is it called? Having a brain fart.
Valorant?
Apex Legends. It's basically Apex Legends. As you gather, since your hunter will level up, gaining abilities that boost your abilities during that match. The sensors can be harvested from a variety of creatures on the battlefield, so they've mixed different things together to make it. I mean, it looks interesting.
Wait, you say you could like upgrade abilities during battle?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Is that a thing in Apex?
No. This sounds like exactly like the Hunt, though. I never played the Hunt, so
I don't know what the Hunt is.
So as you gather essence, your hunter will level up, gaining upgrades that boost your abilities. The substance can be harvested from a variety of creatures on the battlefield, and you can also obtain it by capturing essence harvesters. Large stationary machines that generate essence every 10 seconds. The world is strewn with various power-ups like spores you can bash to become invisible or gain health, and medkits you can collect to heal up with later. The game features 3 modes as well as a practice mode where you can try out and learn about each hunter. The Premier Mode, Heart of the Hives places you in 4 versus 4 on Crucible. Your objective, beat your opponent to the hive, destroy it, and capture the heart within. But the hive takes time to form, so in the meantime, you and your team need to fight monsters and capture harvesters to gain a sense advantage. The match is best of 3, and there's plenty of time to boost. The second mode is called Alpha Hunters, where 8 teams go head-to-head in a battle royale. The mode is like a classic kids game, King of the Hill. As in the case of most free-to-play titles, Crucible does not. It does have a paid component. You don't need to fork over a dime to play, but the in-game credits, called credits, can be purchased a number of aesthetic rewards. First of all, there is a premium battle pass for 950 credits. You'll essentially receive the first one free as your account comes loaded with 1,000 credits as you experience complete challenges. So yeah, so it's like a mixture between Apex Legends and The Hunt, maybe.
Sounds like an okay game. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like an okay game that could be fun to play. But again, the year of okayness, nothing really jumps out saying that it's going to be
I can't
amazing.
believe I really can't believe the only thing I have to look forward to right now is Fast and Furious.
Cyberpunk.
Well, yeah.
You know?
But, yeah, sure.
or there's... I mean, I have a lot of games I'm looking forward to. It seems like it's been a waiting game all year. Like, I mean, I've got Wasteland 3, Cyberpunk 2077, the new Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. There's a lot of games out there. You know? There's a lot of games out there, but...
does Vampire Masquerade have a release date?
I thought...
Because I didn't see anything on that Xbox show.
I thought they put out a release date. I might be wrong.
Elder Scrolls 6 news? I haven't heard it. What's the news? Is it real news?
Pre-order. It just says late 2020.
Late 2020?
Yeah, so quarter
That's
3, quarter
pretty
4,
soon for something that's...
Well, it was supposed to come out quarter 1, 2020, and they delayed it. It was supposed to be out at the same time in spring where all this other stuff was happening, and then Corona. So it'll probably come out in the fall. What I would assume.
Earliest release will be
fall release.
Q4 2024.
Don't even give me... Like, it's probably going to be in the same development hell Biomutant's in. That game's never coming out.
What exactly is Biomutant in? Because I've seen like a gameplay trailer of it and shit, and like, so what are they doing with it? Like, where's the game in development?
I don't know. Nobody does. It's in development hell. I mean, they released almost a year ago that they had pre-orders up, and they had, you know, like this big huge $300 editions and everything, and then it just disappeared.
Like, did the developers just die and no one is talking about it? Or
I don't
like,
fucking know, man. I don't. I have no clue. And it looked like, I'm not even saying it looks because I don't even know if it's still in development anymore. It looked like a game that could have been really, really cool. But it's, you know, I don't think we're going to see it. Digging a grave for it, that's what they're doing. At this point, I have to agree with you, Soul Creek. Like, I had my hopes, and I've been one of the longest holdouts for Biomutant, but I think at this point, I have to admit that it's a lost cause. I may as well focus on other things that I'm excited for, like Vampire or Vampire the Masquerade 2 or Cyberpunk or whatever other games are on the horizon, because right now, I don't think that game is ever going to come out. But now that I've said that, watch it be like, you know, next week on the pre-sequel game show, it's be like, and it comes out today. You guys just waited for me to lose hope. I see how this works.
Cancel everything. We got to play that now.
I would. I've been waiting for that game for too long.
Yeah, I don't think I'm definitely not as excited about it as you, but it looked cool when I saw it. So.
But you know what? Even if it did come out next week, it would just be an okay game.
Yeah.
It would just be okay.
Like, at this point in 2020, if you've come out with like an amazing game, it's really just a wasted effort. It's like, really all you have to do is shoot for like a 6 or 7, and you'll be fine.
Yeah, kind of how it is. Like Elix, is Elix 2 a thing? Or are you saying that there was a thing and they just never did it? I want to play Elix 1. I'm not going to lie, playing Gothic makes me want to play Elix.
What's Elix?
It's another Piranha Bytes-esque game that came out more recently, and it was a lot of people had hoped it would have been the game that really put Piranha Bytes on the market, and that type of game on the market, and it just really kind of flopped. I remember when it was being presented and I saw it, and I was excited, but I never really actually got it. I own it now. Pancrats said in one of their live streams that even with Corona, they are working day and night. So developer updates for Elix. Really? I didn't think they would. I mean, because Elix failed so hard. I didn't think that they would try to follow that up. All right. Well, let's see. Vampire Masquerade, that's coming. We've talked about before how Cyberpunk's going to have, adjustable jubilees.
Genitals.
Jubilees.
Give us all the genitals.
Jubilees.
In all different skins.
And I want to mix and match. They better let me have a 3-boob lady from, like, Total Recall.
Yeah.
They better let me have a 3-boob lady. If out of global market, the PB games were never to succeed on the global market. Well, but that's what we want them to do. We want them to succeed on the global market. I'm curious. Now that we're in June, we're basically in June. I wonder what do we have confirmed for the rest of the year? I'm curious. I want to know what exactly we have confirmed so far. That actually has release dates. So we go to Game Informer and we look at their stuff. We're coming up in June. As it makes me wonder, like, how many of these games are we actually going to see coming out this year? Elder Scrolls Greymore. Oh, that comes on. I thought that just came out. I really wanted to jump into Elder Scrolls when Greymore came out. So we have, as far as big games, there's just smaller games I'm looking forward for, like Desperados 3. I'm looking forward to that one, but that's a smaller game. Hey, AD. Well, their Witch is getting a release on the Switch.
Why?
I mean, so you could play it on the Switch.
Why?
Because, you liked it.
Okay. Maybe I'll have Tara play it.
Burnout Paradise Remastered. Hunting Simulator 2. That's in June. There's nothing really good. July, we have Ghost of Tsushima, I'm sure, right? And that's supposed to go up.
Yeah.
July 17th. Then we have Destroy All Humans. I'll probably buy that. That's a fun game from back in the day. Now, is that supposed to be a reboot, or are they just remastering the original Destroy All Humans? I'm okay with either or, because Destroy All Humans was a fucking fantastic game that I loved playing back in the day. So then we get to August. Fast and Furious Crossroads on the 7th.
Fairy Tail comes out in June.
Inertial Drift. Delores Moon. PGA 2K21.
I'm gonna check that out.
Insurgency Sandstorm. New World. So that's one I think we need to watch. That's Amazon's big MMO that's supposed to come out. That comes out August 25th. If anything, that might be the one game that you and I might be able to hop on together and actually get an MMO that we play.
Why? Just because it's like new and we're catching it?
Well,
New.
because it looks like it's got. Well, yeah, because it's getting into an MMO in the beginning is the best time to get into an MMO, and this is why I say this, because the fucking playing field is even. You don't have these big fucking douchebag guys who've been playing it forever. Like for example, World of Warcraft in the very beginning, it has issues. I played it when it came out, when it first came out, and it was great. It's when they start adding on all these crazy fucking DLCs, and you get the power creep really coming into it. So, like, for example, you play vanilla Warcraft, and you worked and you got like the best gear, and you finally got where you wanted to be, and they put out a DLC, and now all that shit's useless. And you do the same thing, and they put out a DLC, and all that shit's useless. Not only is it not useless, but now it's been nerfed, or it's been taken away, and it's so playing it, when it first comes out is like the best time to do it. And to be honest, like New World looks interesting. It's a bunch of different factions.
Oh, that's what New World is. Okay, they showed that at Game Awards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I didn't realize that's what it was.
Yeah. August is going to be heavy for me, at least. For you too, because you got Fast and Furious Crossroads.
Yeah, I'm going to be so busy with that.
Because then there's New World. The end of August is awful. Okay, God. So you've got New World, then you got Wasteland 3, right at the end. So both those games, like, within days of each other. God, that sucks. Okay, then you get into September, and on the 4th, you got Marvel Adventures. You got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, which I want to play just because it's Tony Hawk, and I remember playing those games. And then you have Cyberpunk right there on the 17th. God, August and September is gonna suck.
Wait, are those Tony Hawk games? Are those remasters or remakes? Or what are they?
Mr. Soul Creek, you answer that question because I always get the two wrong. Are they remasters or remakes? Remakes, he says.
It's a remake. So they're remaking the games and releasing 1 and 2 at the same time?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Alright, but then we get into and Game Informer only goes to September. They're still huge. I mean, it's like fucking 150 games are still don't have actual specific release dates. You got Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I'm sure that'll come out in either September or October, maybe November. I mean, I just named off the entire fall season, so it's going to come out in the fall.
Oh my God, Biomute's on this list.
Biomute's been on this list for like the last 4 years.
Oh God.
Oh, let's see. There's what else is on here? Chivalry 2. It's interesting. Crisis Remastered. Did you ever play the original Crisis?
I think I played 2.
I remember people were like, "Hey, but did your PC run Crisis? Can it run Crisis? Then it's a good PC." You like fucking back in the day. Disco Elysium for PS4 and Xbox One. That could be cool. I wouldn't play it on stream because there's no voice acting.
It still seems way too dull for me. I don't know.
Drifters. Alexa, stop. See, Dying Light 2 is another big one that we don't have a release date for because I really love Elden Ring. I know. Oh, they're putting microtransactions in the Tony Hawk stuff.
Why wouldn't they?
I mean, it's fair.
You can get like custom skateboards or like characters. You'll probably have to pay for Tony Hawk. Probably.
I mean, you had to pay for Arnold in Predator.
Yeah.
Elden Ring, I know, is one that you guys in the Dark Souls world are really kind of hoping for.
That one does.
I don't think you're going to see it this year.
Probably not.
I don't think it's. I think that's a pipe dream to see it this year. Let's see, Evil Genius 2, World Domination. I know there's a big group of people like that.
Godfall is one that looked good. I remember that one.
Yeah, it was a PlayStation 5 one though, so that'll probably come out. That'll probably be a release title for PS5. Yeah. Gods and Monsters. That's the Ubisoft one that's supposed to be like Assassin's Creed, but only all what's the word, like fantastical with fantastic creatures and stuff. I think that could be really, really, really fun, or it could be really, 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 really stupid. I don't think that one has the capability of being an okay game. It's either going to be great or it's just going to be shit.
It takes a special game to be okay.
It does, and I don't think that one's going to be like, let's see, Gods and Monsters. Let's see if they have any like images or videos on it. There's very few videos on it. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be Assassin's Creed. But here's the thing, the art style is so Fable-esque, like cartoony.
Yeah.
That I don't think that's the market, unless they're trying to market it to kids. I don't think that's the audience that they would want to be excited about this game if it is Assassin's Creed with gods with monsters, because I think what people who are fans of the Assassin's Creed games who want more fantastical things want that gritty shit, like God of War gritty, bloody battle-y type. You know what I mean? I think that's what they would want. I don't think they want cartoony.
Fable 1 and 2 were boring.
Really?
I haven't seen all of the Fables.
That's the first time I've heard anybody in any of my channel stuff say bad things about Fable.
I've watched a friend play 3, but other than that, I've never seen any other Fables.
Yeah, I don't. I've played Fable, multiple times. It's a fun game, but it definitely, its age has been showing.
No More Heroes 3. Hey, now that I have a Switch, I can actually play that.
Let's see. Halo Infinite. Harvest Moon One World on the Switch.
What's that?
Yeah. Harvest Moon? I don't know what Harvest Moon is.
Heard of it.
I don't know how to describe Harvest Moon.
Story's cookie cutter, world building is pretty bad, humor is very childish, and like farts to the face childish.
Well, it was marketed as an RPG to children. That's what Fable was, and it kind of caught on to other people. It was supposed to. It was marketed to children, but it was also a way for them to make fun of all of the RPG tropes. I'm not saying it was a great game, and you have a right to dislike it, but that's what they were going for. Kind of like A Bard's Tale was supposed to make fun of all of the tropes in your typical high fantasy RPG games that you have. Anyway, Harvest Moon is something that Tara will probably like. Let's put it that way. Let's see. I actually think stuff like because I just recently bought it on Steam, not Harvest Moon, but the other one that I got. What is it called? What did I just put on my wish list?
Ghost of a Tale?
It's
What's that?
What was that game I just recently? Maybe I put it on my wish list. I plan on getting it, but I haven't got it yet. Stardew Valley. I think Stardew Valley is superior to Animal Crossing, honestly. That's just my opinion. Stardew Valley or those other ones that were... I just think there's more to them than Animal Crossing.
You have that opinion. I'm not gonna...
Who? Are you guys, have you been converted to Animal Crossing?
No, I'm just saying I'm not getting into that argument.
They are completely different genres? I mean... Maybe I just don't understand the Animal Crossing genre, but it seems very much the same. You're building a farm and interacting with the community. I mean, I feel like Stardew Valley and My Time at Portia and Animal Crossing are all very much the same kind of farm building. Graveyard Keeper too, if you want like a kind of a goofy one to it, and Harvest Moon are all very much that same thing. AC is a life sim. Stardew Valley is farming sim with fantasy RPG elements. A life sim? So it's basically it would be in the same genre as The Sims? And if you put that in the same genre as The Sims, I'm going to say that The Sims is far superior than to Animal Crossing.
Oh my god. You just love starting the shitstorm.
No, I just don't. Look, I understand people like Animal Crossing. I get it. I understand the appeal to it. I just don't think it's that interesting of a game. And that's just my opinion. Sims more of a management. But aren't you just doing that in you know what, whatever. Like your game, I'm not. I don't. It's just not for me. Not for me. I don't even really like The Sims that much. Let's see. Horizon Zero Dawn's coming to PC. That's a good one. Just move on. I'm just gonna leave it alone. I don't want to get into it. This is the okayest of okay shows.
Moving
on. Let's see. What else we got?
Oh wow.
Psychonauts 2.
Jedi Fallen Order is coming to Stadia. Wow. Can't believe Stadia releases are even on this list.
You know what? You know how you felt about the whole Fast and Furious game? You're just like, you know what? I gotta play this because it's Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
There's certain game titles that you just read and you're just like, what? I have to know what this is now. Redneck Ed, Astro Monster Show.
What?
That's the title of the game.
Okay.
I now have to know what this game is. Redneck Ed.
None of those words even make sense together.
I know, that's right, I gotta know. Redneck Ed and the Astro Monsters Show.
But then again, since we just mentioned it, none of the words in Horizon Zero Dawn make sense together either.
Fuck is this? This is not what I thought it was going to be at all. It's a... What the fuck is... you know...
What did you think it would be with a name like that?
I thought maybe it would be like... You know... You were driving monster trucks? This is...
Astro Monsters Show. I would think like space or something.
It's definitely...
Is it a redneck in space?
I don't know what this is. Like it's a side scroller, but cartoon. Like the thing that comes to mind is Cuphead. A little bit, like that classic thing, but I don't know what this is. But with the name like Redneck Ed Astro Monster Show, how could it fail?
It doesn't really appeal to me.
You know what? It's up there for me. Like, you know, with Fast and Furious, I think it's for you. I don't know what this is, but I have to understand it.
Well, I know what Fast and Furious is going to be, and I'm excited for what it's going to be because it's going to be shit.
That's the other one. That's a Stadia, and I saw the story. That's a Stadia exclusive, which kind of pisses me off, but it's really not an exclusive. Hey, did you ever play the Serious Sam games?
No. I don't even know what
Serious Sam games were always kind of a very goofy-esque game to play. But Serious Sam 4 is a Stadia exclusive.
Why?
Well, unless you play on PC. It's also on there. So it's really not an exclusive. But, like, why? Because, you know, Stadia's Google's throwing money at people, and why not take it? Oh, look, here's another game that's been on the fucking list, probably as long as Biomutant. Skull and Bones. We're never going to see that game.
Never heard of that.
Skull and Bones. Do you remember Assassin's Creed Black Flag?
Yeah.
They took everything cool out of Black Flag with your pirate ship and everything and having your own pirate ship and customizing everything and made a game where you were just doing that. You were a pirate. And it's been in development hell for like 5 years. We're never going to see that game either, I swear. Let's see. There's just so many good games I see on here that I don't know if we're ever going to see it. Ooh, Tom Clancy's Elite Squad on iOS and Android.
Tales of Arise. Interesting.
And then there's Yakuza Like a Dragon.
Oh yeah, we saw that.
Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines is on here too.
Wait, how come that one game, Scarlet Nexus, that's not on this list?
Scarlet? Which one was that one?
That anime game. Kind of looked like Code Vein, but more actiony.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't see that other game, the futuristic ARPG either on here. I don't remember what it was called. If I saw it, I'd remember it, but I don't. Yeah, it's not on here either. Maybe they're not even adding the games that have been.
It's the Ascent, isn't it?
Is it the Ascent?
Yeah.
Where's it at? Is it in the T's or the A's?
It's under the T's, which is weird, but whatever.
Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, I guess it is on here. I don't know. Maybe we'll see it, maybe we won't, but I don't think, there's so... The problem is, and here's the problem, and I think that's why there's so many unannounced, or not announced, but to-be-announced games, or to-be-announced dates, is we usually got all these dates at E3.
Yeah.
With there not being an E3, the gaming world is just kind of... And then nobody wants to be that company that just releases their stuff out there, because nobody wants to be, the one who sets the standard or releases their stuff, and then a bigger game releases their stuff. Like, at least at E3, everybody kept it secret until that date, and then everybody released all at once. Now there's not an everybody released all at once kind of date, so everybody's afraid to release when their game's coming out to make sure game's not coming out at the same time as, some other bigger game. It's a freaking mess. Oh yeah, Magic Legends. That's that other one, the Magic the Gathering ARPG. Remember? We saw that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I didn't know they were... I remember seeing all of those Magic trailers, but I kind of just started tuning it out. I didn't realize they were actually making a game.
Yeah, they're making an ARPG for it. I don't know if it's the game that people want. I mean... They've tried in the past to make more actiony Magic games. Like, there was one that I remember playing on Xbox where you would summon stuff. It was you had your side, and then they had their side, and it would go back and forth, and you'd have mana. And it was kind of fun, but it was also kind of weird, and you could very much tell it was a card game adaptation. I don't know. But yeah, that's. I've reached the bottom of the barrel for game news, I think. And I'd love to talk about movies, but
Sonic's getting a sequel.
Sonic is getting a sequel. I saw that. And I'm glad. Sonic the Hedgehog is the one gaming movie, other than Mortal Kombat, that has done well.
Yeah.
And the only reason why Mortal Kombat did well is because it was just so cheesy.
Did you see it? Have you seen it?
I did not. I want to, because it has one of my favorite actors in it, Jim Carrey, and he plays Dr. Robotnik, and I think that's a perfect fit.
Yeah.
But
I was actually there was a little teaser at the end of the movie. Got me actually excited for a sequel because they could bring in Tails and Knuckles, and
I heard that they're actually bringing in Tails.
Well, he was in the end teaser.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. But I'm just hoping they also bring in Knuckles and maybe some of the other characters.
So did they end up defeating Dr. Robotnik, or is he still there?
They sent him to a different world.
With Tails?
No. Just by himself. So like the whole deal with the rings was like they were basically like magic portals between worlds. So they sent him through one of the portals at the end into this weird mushroom world, and
oh my god, is it Mario's?
I don't know.
Please let it be Mario.
That would be so awesome. But yeah, they just showed him like in the world by himself, and you know, just looking pretty confident about his survival there. So
please let it be Mario's world, or he meets like King Koopa or something like that. That'd be freaking amazing. I would love to see. See, that's the thing. If they can make Sonic, and they've already made it kind of successful, so but if they can continue to make it a successful franchise, maybe they'll start doing video game movies that are good.
Yeah, I mean, the key with Sonic is just don't take yourself so seriously. You know?
Yeah,
it's just a fun kids movie.
I mean, seeing that Sonic is being successful, and here's a fun topic. What video game franchise would you like to see made into a good movie franchise?
Well, one that they were talking about forever that is never going to happen was Metal Gear Solid.
I can see that.
Yeah,
I can see that being a pretty good movie series, but I don't know. What would make it different from like other movies that they've done? Like Metal Gear Solid is a great video game franchise, but it's really just a Rambo-esque, Mission Impossible-esque game, right?
yeah. I mean, at its surface, it is. It's definitely just a, you know, action espionage type of thing, but you know, there's a lot more to the story, which would probably make it harder to tell just because of like all this weird, I don't know, nanomachines, politics, weird.
Yeah, I mean, I can see it. I would watch it. I think it'd be interesting.
They also have talked about even in, I remember like in the Splinter Cell game, I think it was Chaos Theory, they actually had a little teaser in the game about a movie, but I don't think that's ever happening.
Warcraft needs a good movie. I agree, Mr. Soul Creek. That's the first one that pops into my head. I think Warcraft in general, they need to revisit that as a movie.
Yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, Warcraft the movie, and I'm going to get flack for this one, I'm sure. I didn't think the movie was bad from the perspective of a person who knows Warcraft lore. They tried to kind of cram all of the information for, you know, the world building into one movie, and it just didn't work. It wasn't a bad movie, but I had the ability to fill in the holes. I went with a friend of mine who didn't have that history with the game and the lore, and was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Should have made a series. Yeah, it would have been better as a series, like The Witcher. Would have been better as like to explore all that background. And what they should have done as far as a movie, they should have done a movie about the fall of Arthas. The fall of Arthas to become the Lich King. That would have been cool. That is where they should have fucking started it, in that, because that's one of the most iconic moments in Warcraft. That whole story there of him becoming that, the fall of Arthas. They could have, done the rise of Doomhammer, or focus on the orcs like they did in the movie they made. It could have been cool. Hades, like, what? You're not a Warhammer guy or Warcraft guy, are you?
No.
Not Warcraft. Yeah, World of Warcraft. Yeah. Anyway, but me personally, other than the Warcraft thing, I would love to see, and I think they're exploring it more and more and more. I want to see Warhammer 40K on the silver screen. And I can say that because I know Warhammer 40K is novels and tabletop, but they've got a lot of games too. I want to see Warhammer 40K on the silver screen done well. I think they have the capability of
I don't
doing
even
it.
know anything about that, so I can't even think of
Well,
possibilities.
they could do any story in the 40K universe, and it would be good. Like, have you seen? And here's the thing. Let me show you this. You'll think this is really cool. You might actually want to show it on stream because it's one of the.
I would really love to see a Monster Hunter movie. I think that would be cool.
Check this out. Anybody cool to watch this on stream too? It shows you. It's like one of the coolest fucking videos I've ever seen. Of course, I got shared it on fucking Facebook and fucking YouTube. Here we go. Warhammer 40,000 new edition set that trailer. This thing is like, after seeing this, you can't not want to want it.
Can't really hear you.
Oh, sorry. There you go. Play that on stream. After seeing this, you can't not want Warhammer 40K on the silver screen. There's just no way. It's so damn good.
We are raised to believe that the God Emperor.
So they're fighting a race called Necrons. That's what we're fighting. Right
Okay, first of all, I wasn't even expecting futuristic setting.
The heretic.
Yeah, this is 40K, not fantasy.
Okay.
We must not.
This chick here is what's called a sister battle.
We are his wrath.
Those are the Necrons. Now, the Sisters of Battle are just regular women who use faith as their shield. They believe in the Emperor so much because they're actually, well, they're not regular women. They're the daughters of the Emperor, basically. They share that lineage. The Emperor is like, this inhuman thing.
Suffering.
He's a man, but he's the Emperor of mankind. It's hard to explain. He's like a demigod.
Warhammer 40K is too edgy for the screen.
So here you go, she's using faith as her armor, and she's healing.
In battle, he offers us redemption.
Here come the Necron.
That looks like General Grievous.
Sends forth his angels.
A little bit. And Space Marine Chainsword through the chest.
Our Imperium.
Space Marines are just so badass, man. There's nothing in any universe that's more badass than the Space Marine. I'm sorry.
Our survival. Those that would tear humanity down are legion. Our forces are few. Our enemies many. There is no respite. There is no mercy. And in our darkest hour, a spiteful universe awakens forgotten evils to break us. galaxy burns.
There's the sisters.
Yet still we stand, the last bulwark against the terror. And while we draw breath, we will fight. For in this new dark age, there is only war.
Yeah, man, I want to see Warhammer on the big screen. Make them bulky, paint skulls all over them, let them scream some creed. This is so 90s that it's not a phase. Oh, shut up. It is not like that. I mean, it kind of is like that, but it's not like that, okay? 40K, and actually 40K has been around since like the 80s, so it's been a long time going, but like I'm telling you, it would be cool on the silver screen. I mean, a lot better than some of the stuff we've seen, you know, Star Wars. If you want grittiness, if you want just dark grittiness, you need to definitely see 40K on the big screen. This would be cool on the big screen. What is this? Wrath of the Lich King Cinematic. Oh yeah, that's what I said before. You know, something about Arthas would be neat. But you know, that's something I've noticed. Fantasy movies in general on the big screen just don't do well. The only series that's ever really done well that's a fantasy movie was, you know, The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. The other ones just haven't done well, unfortunately, which is kind of shitty, but that's just how it is. I don't know. And it's, as far as, like, you know,
The day you were born.
Any other video game franchise I'd love to see on the big screen, I have to say that iconic series, I think God of War would be cool.
Yeah.
I think God of War as a movie would be great. God of War would be good. I'd watch that.
Like one singular movie or like a series, like a trilogy?
I'd want a movie per game.
Okay.
Movie per game. Why am I being told to shut up? What? You don't like God of War as, you know, a movie? I don't understand. Like, God of War as a movie had to be fun. Sure, just talk about the entire video.
My child, I watched with pride.
What, this video? I mean, I've seen it plenty of times.
Of righteousness. Remember, our line has always ruled with wisdom and strength.
Oh, fair. AD hasn't seen
I
it.
know you will show restraint when exercising your great power. Truest victory, my son, is stirring the hearts of
Oh, he's 10 years old, yeah.
Holy shit, damn.
I tell you this, for when my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
Okay, so
It looks
That would be
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool as a movie, but you wouldn't be able to do it as a movie unless you did the fall of Arthas first. That scene, and while it's really cool, and I'm sure AD you thought it was really cool, it doesn't hold as much doesn't hold as much weight unless you see the scene, the homecoming scene from Warcraft 3 when Arthas comes home to his father. You know, and that scene doesn't mean as much unless you see the scene of Arthas before he did the homecoming scene. You know, because it really shows Arthas in the Warcraft series was this guy who is the son of the king, who is, you know, the purest of the pure. Think you're a Batman fan. Think Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
He was like that type of dude of, you know, the Warcraft world, where he was like the perfect of the perfect. You know, he was what everybody would be striving to. He was a paladin in training. He was that guy. And he encounters this battle that he can't win, and he finds this sword called Frostmourne. And it turns him, and you see his descent from being the good paladin to becoming this basically a Death Knight and becoming the Lich King. So it would. That's why I say that the Warcraft, they should have started with that entirety instead of what they tried to do is build the world from the beginning. Because you really just can't do that in movies nowadays. Nobody wants to sit through all the backstory to get to the good shit. People want to see the good shit. Then you can do a movie about the backstory later. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah. Other than that, though, God of War, man. God of War would be the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would just... You know, as long as they don't pull a Tomb Raider on God of War, would be good. Don't make... You know... Yeah, I want to see God of War. It'd be really cool.
What's pulling a Tomb Raider?
Did you not see the Tomb Raider movie?
Not the newest one, no.
No, the original one. The Tomb Raider movie with what's-her-face? Angelina Jolie?
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as they don't do that, I think God would be great. And I mean, realistically, throwing it out there, I wouldn't mind seeing Halo. Or, oh no, better yet, Mass Effect on the silver screen.
I've never seen Mass Effect.
Huh?
I've never seen Mass Effect.
You never played any of the Mass Effects?
No.
Oh man, you should. They're great games. Great story. I mean, realistically, there are so many different choices to see on the silver screen that, I mean, that any of them would be good if done well.
Well,
you know,
if done well is always the issue.
Yeah,
because like the stuff they've done in the past had potential, but it was never anything.
I agree. I mean,
but one movie I do question why it even deserves a movie is Monster Hunter.
Well, it depends on the type of fan. To me and you, Monster Hunter is just a hub-based game where you go out, hunt monsters, and come back.
Yeah.
To fans of the franchise, there's actually a backstory and lore to it all. He was the good of the good, but he was forced to make a decision where both outcomes were bad. He chose to kill hundreds of innocents after he was driven by revenge to kill the demon who did all that. He needed power because he was losing, so he touched the cursed sword, which absorbed the parts of his soul, and he became the thing he wanted to defeat.
What's up, Obsidian?
Monster doesn't need a movie. I agree.
They could do a viral media campaign like they did for Cloverfield. What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
For what? For Monster Hunter? I don't think Monster Hunter is one of those games where. Here's what I think they're gonna do with Monster Hunter. If they did it right, you're not going to get a game or a movie based off a game. You're going to get a movie based off the world that the game franchise has created.
Yeah,
That's the
how
best you're going to get.
Yeah.
That's the absolute best you're going to get. And don't get me wrong, the world of Monster Hunter is really neat. All the different monsters and how they hunt down the monsters, and the role that the Hunters Guild plays in maintaining the ecological balance between humans and monsters. It's a neat concept.
Monster Hunter movie? I don't. Is it this year? I don't know.
Oh, God knows. I haven't followed it enough to know.
I mean, I know they've got trailers and shit and whatever, but
yeah, I don't know. Is there an actual official trailer? Have we seen the official trailer?
Yeah, they got Mila Jovovich and Tony Jaa.
I think I only saw the posters. I didn't know there was a trailer.
Yeah, there's a trailer.
We should find it and put it up there and see what it is. Just for shits and giggles.
I thought we've watched it before on stream, but
maybe I don't remember.
No, we probably didn't. And
yeah, I could. Like I said, I want. Well, here's something. Would you want to see something like Final Fantasy on the silver screen?
I was thinking that when you first mentioned movies, and
I mean, Advent Children was good.
Yeah, well, for some people it was. Other people hated it. But I do think the original Final Fantasy VII story is worth telling in a movie.
You don't think they'll change it again to meet their... Final Fantasy has multiple movies? Okay, the first Final Fantasy movie, and I'm not even a Final Fantasy fan,
None of them
whatever it was called.
Spirits Within.
Yeah. Was that even a Final Fantasy?
I don't know. I mean, it was its own thing. It had the Final Fantasy title on it, but
it was weird.
I don't know. Hold on. Is this actually an official trailer, or is it just a bunch of shit cut together?
Yeah, it's just shit cut together. That's scenes from...
Pretty sure I've seen...
Super Croc, that's scenes from Resident Evil. Yeah, it's not an actual trailer. That's a fake trailer.
I thought I saw...
Oh, that's the movie I want to watch. I want to watch that. The one with The Rock. The what was it? Rage? No, it wasn't Rage. It was
Rampage.
God, what was that movie?
Rampage.
Rampage. Yeah, I want to watch that. I actually played Rampage. It was a fun game. Did you watch that movie?
No.
I actually want to watch it. I might try to find it.
Okay, never mind. There wasn't a trailer. It was just this video was just talking about the movie, and then the other one was just a bunch of cut together footage. But they have the castings. They got Mila Jovovich and Tony Jaa. They got posters for them. So I mean,
movies have had castings before and then fell apart in development hell. So until I actually see a real trailer, I can't really say that that's getting a movie. Like, and that's kind of my thing though. Like, Monster Hunter World, it's not Monster Hunter World, just the Monster Hunter universe. They could make a cool movie in that universe / world. But I don't think that they could make a movie based off the game.
No.
Or any of the games. It just wouldn't work out very well. I also think that that's the biggest problem a lot of video game movies falter on. They either try to focus on telling the story of the game, and they fuck it up because they want to change a little bit to meet, the criteria for today's politics and all that fun stuff. And they don't see what they can do. Like, that's why I think Sonic was so successful. They didn't focus on the game in its entirety. They focused on the characters and adapted them to how they could be in our world.
Yeah.
That's why I think it was successful.
So I haven't seen Assassin's Creed. Was that based off of the game, or was it just based off of the world?
the movie, and it's been a long time since I watched it. It was more based off of the world, but it was more in tune with the, how do I put it, the part of the world that we all despise anyway.
But like,
It was.
so was
it
the
was-
main character like a new character, or was he like from a character from the games?
He was. I think he was a new character. I don't remember correctly. It's been so long.
Hmm.
But they didn't focus on like what we love about Assassin's Creed. They focused on the part that we hate. The part when they're going in and out of the fucking.
Oh, so there was a lot of anime shit there.
Yes, it was
Oh,
all
God.
animus shit basically.
Why? Who? Okay, I see. Like all the Assassin's Creed trailers I saw, like for the movie, were all like in that time.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck would you have the idea to make an Assassin's Creed movie and be like, oh hey, let's do a lot of this modern day shit. People love that shit. Fuck the assassins and all that shit in the history. Let's do the anime stuff.
Mhm.
I didn't
I
even
mean-
know that. I don't even know if I want to watch it anymore.
Yeah. I want to watch Rampage. I think that'll be a fun movie. But yeah, other than those couple things, I can't really say what would be a good movie or not. But it's not like we're going to see any good movies in the next couple of years because it's
You like the anime story, but the presentation is horrible. No gameplay, just time. Yeah, there's gameplay in some of the games,
there is, but
it wasn't fun because you're playing as a character that you don't care about.
yeah.
Like I remember doing like parkour shit with Desmond, and he even had his own hidden blade somehow, and I'm like, he doesn't deserve this shit. Desmond isn't cool enough. I don't like him. I don't want to play as him.
Yeah. Like, I mean, nobody's going to be as cool as Altair.
Yeah.
He was the main badass, which is something I don't like because when you played the first Assassin's Creed game, Altair felt like to me like he was the first real assassin for Assassin's Creed, and then they went back and they basically
but then he
rebooted it
wasn't.
and they did what's his face,
Yeah.
the Egyptian guy who wasn't a bad character, but it takes away from my opinion Altair, who was like, and like in all the other Assassin's Creed games was the assassin. You know what I mean? So, don't forget about movies about Rock'em Sock'em Robots and Battleship.
Oh god. Yeah.
Which one was the Rock'em Sock'em one?
Was it the one with Hugh Jackman?
I actually liked that one. Was it like something steel or metal something?
Yeah, something steel or I don't know.
But that was actually a good movie where how he was bringing it back to his kid, and then they were working together to. I thought that was an okay movie. It was kind of a neat spin on how, we could have boxing without boxing.
Altair created the Order of the Assassins.
He created the orders. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but see, in the reboots, the first assassin is the ancient Egypt dude. He creates the Order of Assassins.
Yeah, there's too much jumping around at this point with Assassin's Creed.
Well, that's the problem when you have with any franchise that's been around for long enough. They retcon things.
Yeah.
They retcon. Have you ever played AC1? Yeah, I played it. Like, when did it come out? How many fucking years ago?
Shit, I don't know.
Assassin's Creed 1. As we went out here, kills the former leader of the old Assassin's Order. Well, no, I get that. I do remember that aspect. I remember the fights. But, I don't know. So you're telling me that it just became... So it's just going to be continuously, the Assassin's Order is going to be corrupt, and then corrupt again, and then corrupt again. I can't see the Assassin's Order becoming corrupt under the tutelage of the what's-his-face in the main in Assassin's Creed Origins. I just can't see it. And then there's 2. You know,
We're not ignoring 2. 2 was a good one.
yeah, Bayek founded the concept of the Order of Assassins. Altair is the father of the modern assassin. So is that how we're breaking it down? I can get behind that. I can get behind that. I just don't want Altair to be forgotten. His story in the original Assassin's Creed game was one of the better stories, if not the best story in all of the Assassin's Creed franchise. It's arguably the best one when you compare to not Desmond, but his actual character. What's his name?
Ezio?
You know what I'm talking. Yeah, Ezio. Yeah. People can argue.
I think Ezio's just a favorite just because he has more charisma than Altair did.
But I mean,
Ezio got a few games too, right? He had 2.
He was a long-standing character in a few games. Altair became this myth. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Altair became like this myth in the background.
3 games.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I can't.
2, Brotherhood and Revelation. Okay, yeah, I haven't played Revelations. 3 was what, that Native American dude? I didn't like him. He was kind of douchey.
Was Ezio in that one?
No, I'm talking about the character in 3. Connor, yeah.
Yeah.
He sucked.
Yeah, I mean, none of the other characters, the assassins, were memorable. You've got Altair, you got Ezio. Like, Connor wasn't really memorable. He was a douchey douche. I don't even remember the name of the guy in Black Flag, and I played the fuck out of Black Flag.
Black Flag was Connor's dad, wasn't it? I don't know his name.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And I didn't care. That was the thing that was happening. That's why the series was becoming fatigued. I did not care. I just wanted to be a pirate.
Yeah.
That's all. I just wanted to be a pirate. That's all I was. So, I mean, and then you had, what was the one after Black Flag? You had the one where you all able to be multiplayer together, and it just became a blur of assassins that nobody cared about. Like, that's why they rebooted. And then you had the Origins one.
Oh, it was his grandfather. Okay.
His grandfather. Okay, thank you. The Assassin's Creed 3 main character was shit. Every assassination he was supposed to kill was like killing his bad after murdering 20 guards. Yeah?
Yeah. I just remember he was like really.
That's because it's only bad if you kill an important person.
Yeah.
Like killing those guards is like killing the red shirts in Star Trek. It's okay. It's okay to kill those guys. They don't matter. They don't have a last name. They don't have a last name, it's not important. If you get that Galaxy Quest reference. Did you watch that movie? You ever watch that movie?
Galaxy Quest?
Man. You need to go watch Galaxy Quest.
No,
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen, yeah, I've seen that.
I was gonna say that fucking movie. So there he is. What's my last name? What's my last name? Fucking flipping out, convinced he's gonna die because he doesn't have a fucking last name in the show. I love it.
He plays the father of Connor at the beginning of AC3. Okay, I knew that. I never played Black Flag. I didn't know if it was his dad or what. But.
Fuck it, I don't care. I wanted to be a pirate. Great movie. It is a great movie. Galaxy Quest is amazing. I have been watching with my son. I'm going to watch some more of them this weekend. Some underrated old nerdy comedies. Like, have you seen the movie Evolution?
No.
Dude, Evolution is hilarious. They basically, I forget how the movie goes. We're going to watch it this weekend. It's been a while since I watched it. I own it. It's got the guy from American Pie in it. What's his face? The one Stifler. I think it is.
Oh yeah.
And there's so many scenes that are absolutely hilarious. They're trying to. They basically, I can't remember if it was like a meteor falls or they break into this area that's been sealed for a while, but everything's evolving in there. And there's always time for lubricants. There's a scene. Oh, you know what? I don't want to take it away from you. Go watch this movie. Just go watch this movie, and you'll understand. There's always time for lubricants. It's hilarious. I'm gonna go watch it today, probably at my dad's house. I'm gonna go to there, help him clean his gutters this afternoon, and then we'll sit down and probably watch a movie. I want to watch that movie. It's hilarious. There's literally a part where the Stifler character in the mall goes, "Caca, caca, chuki, chuki," trying to call one of the monsters to him. It's oh man, it's hilarious. Evolution is great. It's about rapidly evolving alien life. Yeah, it's a meteor that falls out. That's right. That came from yeah. So it's God. It's fucking hilarious. The whole movie is just it's so good. You need to watch it. It is just as funny, if not funnier, than Galaxy Quest. It's great. I could not recommend a better movie for this weekend, especially what's going on in the world. And that's what I think that's where we need to basically end this. Everybody this weekend, find a comedy. Don't sit down and watch the news. Don't sit there and watch the news, especially if you're here in the U.S. Don't sit there and watch the news all day.
I never watch the news.
Don't read news stories. Don't be on social media arguing with people that you consider your friends about what's happening in the real world right now. Just don't do that. Go find an older, underrated comedy. Go find an older, underrated movie, or just find a B or C or D movie and watch them. There are some great movies out there that are just awful, but they're great because they're awful. That's what I would recommend people doing. Can you name one, AD, before we guys get ready to finish up today?
Kung Pao.
Kung Pao.
That's my bit alert. It's from Kung Pao.
Na sporin. Na. The fucking movie is, oh man, Big Trouble in Little China. What is it?
Velocipaster?
Velocipaster? What the hell is that? Now I gotta find out what that is. But that's what I'm saying, guys. Go find Shanghai Noon. There you go. Go find those movies and watch them this weekend, guys. Go just enjoy some fun. Even crappy horror movies are fun to watch with friends because you can sit there and make fun of them the whole time. My sister and I love doing that. It's one of our favorite things to do.
Oh, speaking of which, go watch some Fast and Furious movies. You'll have a great time.
Those are those super underrated movies that are amazing.
You'll have a great time.
It's a pastor that transforms into a velociraptor. Was that like a direct-to-TV movie? It had to have been like a Sci-Fi Channel special. You remember those?
Yeah.
All right. I think we've basically done everything we can do today, AD. Unless you have any more topics, I'm dry.
I think the last fucking half hour, or even the last hour, we've been just talking about bullshit.
Yep.
But thanks for everyone who stuck around.
Yeah, it's just, like I said, it was just going to be a chill stream. Chill. We'll have way more bigger stories next week, I'm sure, with all the
next
stuff. Next
week's going to be big because we got to watch the PlayStation thing. I think it's on Thursday.
The PC gaming show, I think, is next week too. I think on the 6th. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So, but all right, it's the time to smile wave, AD.
What are we doing after stream? I don't know. Let's chat. What are you doing, Nerdy?
What am I doing? I'm going to get ready to go to my dad's house and have him clean gutters.
Okay. So, Creek, we can chat. But with that, we're out.
Smile
Bye,
away,
everyone.
boys. Smile away.